And welcome back. The Regional Alliance for Small Contractors has assisted in the growth of small minority women disadvantaged in local business enterprises in construction and associated industries. And we're pleased now to have us sharing with us the Executive Director of the Regional Alliance for Small Contractor, Zenaida Rodriguez. And Zenaida, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and so when we talk about small contractors, the word small indicates small, but the fact is you're not so small. There's a lot of small contractors out there. So talk to us about the alliance.
So yes, you're absolutely right. A little bit about the Regional Alliance for Small Contractors. I recently took over this position to kind of bring it back. History, it's been around for about 30 years. And the purpose of the organization, which is a 501c3 advocacy organization, is to provide training programs to the small businesses so that they can get access to contracting opportunities throughout New York State and New Jersey. Some of our board members are the city and state agencies, the Port Authority, which is very huge on us, the MTA, the Dormitory Authority. We also have our chairman who works with, he is the president of Tishman, which is Jay Badami. And we collaborate on putting training programs together for the small businesses so that they can become bigger businesses. So one of my goals with the Regional Alliance for Small Contractors is to actually change the name and call it Regional Alliance for Contractors.
Yeah. And so when we talk about contractors, talk to me about some of the hurdles because I know you're assisting them in some of the some of the hurdles that they're facing, whether it's with funding, whether it's with talk to us about that.
I think it's a mixture of, well, I know it's a mixture. I have over 21 years experience working with the MTA and their small business program, and it's allowed me to understand some of the issues that the small businesses, and basically it's knowledge of the internal system that government agencies have in place with their procurement process. It's building relationships. It's understanding what the networking process is when we're going to these types of events and conferences. It's also financing is huge in the industry. The businesses are struggling with trying to find the right financing opportunities that can help them get access to these contracts, which is extremely important. Understanding where your business plan fits in, understanding the bid preparation packages, all of these, uh, all of these issues are huge with the small businesses because in the past they've we have our mom and pops, and honestly we don't think about the structure of incorporating a good business into these types of contracts.
So you've got a conference coming up, and I want you to take some time and share with our viewers a little bit about what people can expect from your conference. It's taking place on October 31st.
Yes. So the conference that we will be having on October 31st is the 28th annual Competitive Edge Conference. It's a collaboration of city and state agencies that got together back in 28 years ago. We're looking at Battery Park, MTA, New York City Housing Authority, the Dormitory Authority, Small Business Services with the city. And our mission is to bring this type of information on a yearly basis to the small businesses. This year, where our theme is Back to Business 2.0, it's it has a lot to do with the fact that we're trying to move to the next stage out of the pandemic and into Back to Business 2.0. A lot of businesses have been affected by the pandemic. We are our relationship has actually changed, and our workshops are geared towards helping them come back to business on a perspective of an agency.
For yourself, talk to me about the hopes as you have these businesses get together, having the opportunity to have exposure networking resources available. What is the hope that you have as the conference concludes?
So I can tell you that historically, businesses walk away with contracting opportunities, if not some type of new knowledge on the regulations that New York State has put in place. We're looking at discretionary guidelines. We're not looking at large contracts. Sometimes we're looking at anything that may be under 50,000 and over a million. So we bring the awareness that these contracts are available and so very necessary for our small businesses to take advantage of it, because these large capital projects that you see, for example, the MTA and the subway stations, there is a guideline that these contracts are given to the government, with the understanding that there's a percentage that has to be allowed to the small businesses. So it's a balance here. This large the large agencies need the small businesses just as well.
And so for yourself, uh, I know that you've had a lot of work with the MTA and bridging that gap too, and talk to us about how all of that has worked with where you are today in terms of being able to assist and bring assets towards the community and business.
So, I'll go a step back from the MTA. I actually managed a small cleaning company way back when. And then, as things work out, I was offered this position over at the MTA about 21 years ago, and it was basically to introduce small businesses to the opportunities at the MTA. So, I guess things work out for a reason.
Hmm.
Um, the business relationships that I put together offered me this position as executive director of Regional Alliance. And what I'm doing is I'm marrying the agencies with the organization to help them grow. So, the MTA offered me many opportunities, a lot of knowledge, understanding of the procurement process, working with the New York State Governor Hochul's office in making sure that the guidelines that are set forth under the Hochul administration is also shared with all of the agencies, and the MTA does very well with that.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
uh, as I want to ask about criteria before we go, what is the criteria for someone to become a part of the alliance?
So, to be a small business,
Right.
to be interested in some type of business, um, we bring businesses on anywhere from the very beginning to middle to corporate membership. We do have a membership. Um, and reason being is because we put a lot of events together and we do a lot of training programs, and we have a lot of financing programs that are coming out of the regional alliance that will help them grow. This is our passion. We have a great staff, experienced staff. We teach them certification on how to get certified through New York State, through the federal, and that's important. And that's very important to be able to take um, advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and being with us, Zenaida Rodriguez, for sharing a little bit, Executive Director of the Regional Alliance for Small Contractors. Thanks again for sharing with us.
I thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we want to let our viewers know, too, if you want more information, you can visit their website at regional-alliance.org and then follow them on Instagram at regional_alliance. We encourage you, please don't go anywhere. We will be back, I should say. My tongue is tied. We'll be back more open right after this.